What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back here, one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. And today I got one from my guy, Dr. Joseph Murphy. And this one is titled Stop Being So Spiritually Blind. I think everyone is going to enjoy this video. If this is your first time pulling up to the channel, welcome. As I like to say, we are simply spirits encased in human flesh, simply trying to figure out this thing called life. Not nearly as divided as the mainstream media tries to make it seem every single day. And so if you dig what you hear in this video, please share the message far and wide.
Spiritual healing is a very real thing. It is the miraculous healing power within you which made you. And therefore, as you turn to it and realize it is now releasing itself as wholeness, beauty, and perfection, and as you fill your mind with these truths of God, and as you forgive everybody, including yourself, then of course you'll have a marvelous healing. If we are blind and adhere to our blindness, then of course we can't get healed. Blindness is man's ignorance, his superstition and his fear, his belief that the will of God for him is suffering. That's blindness. Realize that it's normal and natural for you to be healthy, happy, joyous, and free.
And I can say for the first 25 years of my life, I was spiritually blind. I was walking around in pure ignorance. And the definition of ignorance is lack of knowledge. And our world keeps a lot of knowledge hidden from us. So we really don't know ourselves and how we operate. We all have emotions. We all have a brain, but nobody sits down and teaches us how these things work and how we can gain control of them. So I challenge everybody, man, to really study yourself and to figure out who you are and why you respond to the things that you do. And once you really learn yourself, you look at the world from a totally different perspective.
And realize your body is an instrument in which God dwells, and that you're the tabernacle of the living God. You can't be free of your illnesses and cling to ill will, bitterness, self-condemnation, hate, resentment. The alcoholic can't be healed and still adhere to his self-condemnation, self-criticism, his sense of guilt, and his hatred and loathing of himself. Oh no. He must give up all of these. He must have goodwill in his heart for everyone, for love is the fulfilling of the law of health, of harmony.
And that's why I say you have to divorce yourself from your past. No matter what you went through yesterday, last week, last month, you got to let it go and move forward, because when you hold on to hurt and negativity and anger, you're the only person carrying that weight around.
He must pour out love and peace and goodwill and wish for every living being in the world what he wishes for himself. And he always knows when he is forgiven, because he can meet the person in his mind, and there's no sting, but a wave of peace and goodwill. The healing presence is within you, and wonders can happen in your life as you begin to turn to it. Great peace have they who love thy law. And wonders happen in their life, those who have found that inner peace. Great peace have they who love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. With mine eyes stayed on thee, there is no evil in my pathway. The divine presence is ever willing within you. And realize now with me that the miraculous healing power is focused at that point in your mind where the problem is, and it's shattered, making way for the healing power of God to flow through you. You do not create vision, for example. Rather, you manifest or release it. We see through the eye, not with it. The cornea of the eye is stimulated by light waves from objects in space through the optic nerve. These stimuli are carried to the brain. When the inner light or intelligence meets the outer light in this manner, by a process of interpretation, we see. Your eyes symbolize divine love and a delight in the ways of God, plus a hunger and thirst for God's truth.
Man, so much wisdom he just dropped right there. You know, I can never see through your eyes, your personality, your personal reality, how you view this world is on how you consume it. And the more you raise your consciousness, you change the way you view the world. It's so interesting, because I'm the same individual, yet I can look back at the way I carry myself, and now I see I was living a very self-destructive life. However, it was a life that the world was cheering me on to destroy myself. And I sit back now and I see so many young men and young women slowly destroying themselves, and the world is cheering them on. So we got to get the wisdom of Dr. Joseph Murphy spread to the young generation, because the world is searching for truth. They're craving it. And I keep saying the world is missing God. When you took God out of society, man, you you tried to do the damage, but we slowly bringing it back, and it's about having a connection to your creator. Because if you don't have faith in something bigger than yourself, then you got to put faith in the government, and you see what they're trying to do. They breaking souls one by one, day by day.
Your right eye symbolizes right thought and right action. The left eye symbolizes God's love and wisdom.
Y'all hear
Think
that?
right and radiate goodwill to all, and you will focus perfectly. Receive thy sight, he said, and immediately he received his sight, and following him, glorified God. Millions of people are blind, as I said. That is, they're psychologically and spiritually blind, because they do not know that they become what they think all day long. Man is spiritually and mentally blind when he's hateful, resentful, or envious of others. He does not know that he's actually secreting mental poisons which tend to destroy him. That's his sickness, that's his disease. Disease is a lack of peace, a lack of equilibrium. All sickness is due to ill will.
And I can say personally, when I was walking around with anger and resentment, it affected my body. But now when I'm at pure peace, man, I feel like I'm 12 years old again. I'm so healthy, and I credit that to my mind being healthy. I've never been this mentally clear, and it's paid huge dividends for my body and for my life. So I challenge everybody: meditate, do yoga, get a journal, write whatever you got to do to clear your brain and clear your thoughts out, so you could just be at peace. And watch how that peaceful energy flows through your body, and what type of art you're able to produce and give to the world.
Thousands of people are constantly saying that there's no way to solve their problem and their situation is hopeless. They're saying, God can't heal me. At the same time, they're saying, with God all things are possible. They say, from whom all blessings flow. But you see, they're atheists. They're denying what they're affirming.
And I say that right now. I look around in society, they want to, everyone is scared about inflation and all that. And it's like, man, faith and fear both require you to believe in something you cannot see. And it's up to you what you do with that energy. But I would much rather put my energy in, it'll get better. The Great Depression didn't last forever. The '08 recession didn't last forever. I don't know what day it officially ended and it snapped and the morale changed and everyone was smiling and cheering, but that day will come. But for me, that day is already in my head. Mentally, I'm already there. Everything that we see in front of us is an illusion, and I'm waking up to sunny days and bright skies every day, and I challenge you to operate in the field that you want to be in. You have to mentally go there before you physically go there.
Such an attitude is the result of spiritual blindness. Man begins to see spiritually and mentally when he gets a new understanding of his mental powers and develops a conscious awareness that the wisdom and intelligence in his subconscious can solve all his problems. Everyone should become aware of the interrelationship and interaction of the conscious and subconscious mind. Persons who were once blind to these truths, after careful introspection, will now begin to see the vision of health, wealth, happiness, and peace of mind that can be theirs through the correct application of the laws of mind and the way of the Spirit. Yes, the healing power of God is within you, and wonders can happen in your life as you begin to say, God in the midst of me is healing me now. No mental or religious science practitioner, psychologist or psychiatrist or medical doctor ever healed the patient. The psychologist or psychiatrist proceeds to remove the mental blocks. Likewise, the surgeon removes the physical block, enabling the healing currents of God to flow through you. There are many different methods used to remove the mental, emotional.
Now imagine if kids were taught information like this in school. Imagine, because we know how many broken families there are. But if you were raised to know that with God all things are possible, that you always have a connection to the direct source, that you don't need to look at this public figure or that influencer or this celebrity, man, I think it definitely would change the confidence of young men and young women walking around in the world today.
Physical blocks which inhibit the flow of the healing life principle animating all of us. The healing principle resident in your subconscious mind can and will, if properly directed by you or someone else, heal your mind and body of all disease. There is only one process of healing. There is only one universal healing principle operating through everything. For everything is alive, and God is life. This life principle operates through the animal, the vegetable, and mineral kingdom as instinct and law of growth. There are many different approaches, techniques, and methods in using the universal power, but there is only one process of healing, which is faith. And according to your faith is it done unto you. All religions of the world represent forms of belief, and these beliefs are explained in many ways. The law of life is the law of belief. What do you believe about yourself, life, and the universe that is done unto you as you believe?
And that's a good question right there. Like, what do you believe about yourself? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see? Do you smile? Do you say, self, I love you? Do you really love your personality? Do you say, man, I'm proud of how hard I pushed myself today? If not, I challenge you to grow to love yourself, man, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And the world is going to criticize you and tear you down as much as it possibly can. So if you have to be best friends with somebody, it might as well be yourself.
Belief is a thought in your mind which causes the power of your subconscious to be distributed in all phases of your life. And whether the object of your belief be true or false, you will get the same results. It's far better to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Then it is scientific prayer. You must realize the Bible is not talking about your belief in some ritual, ceremony, form, institution, man, or formula. It is talking about belief in itself. The belief of your mind is simply the thought of your mind. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Spiritual treatment or therapy means that you turn to the indwelling God and remind yourself of God's peace, harmony, wholeness, beauty, boundless love, and limitless power. Know that God loves you and cares for you. As you pray this way, the fear will gradually fade away.
Yeah.
If you pray,
and the more you pray that way, you'll understand every single one of us has a gift from God when we were created. And it's up to you to look inside yourself and give that gift to the world. And once you give that gift to the world, you'll be shocked at the abundant ways that God blesses you. But every single individual is talented, and life is nothing but a big canvas. So I challenge you to give art to the world.
About a heart condition, do not think of the organ as diseased, as this would not be spiritual thinking. Thoughts are things. Your spiritual thought takes...
That's a book that everyone should read, Thoughts Are Things, by Prentice Mulford.
...the form of cells, tissues, nerves, and organs. To think of a damaged heart or high blood pressure tends to suggest more of what you already have. Cease dwelling on symptoms, organs, or any part of the body. Turn your mind to God and His love. Feel and know that there is only one healing presence and power, and to its corollary, there is no power to challenge the action of God. Quietly and lovingly affirm that the uplifting, healing, strengthening power of the infinite healing presence is flowing through you,
right now,
making you every whit whole. Know and feel that the harmony, beauty, and love of God manifest themselves in you as strength, peace, vitality, wholeness, and right action. Get a clear realization of this, and the damaged heart or other diseased organ will be cured in the light of God's love.
See yourself healthy. See yourself in the happiest state of mind. Wherever your goals, whatever your dreams are currently, envision yourself there now and hold that vision in your head until it becomes a reality.
God in the midst of you is healing you now. Glorify God in your body now and forevermore.
Yeah. Amen. Timeless knowledge. Like I said, imagine if we was taught stuff like this in school, but it's good because YouTube University, man, it didn't change the world. And I hope to enlighten the youth. You know, I can't really change adults' minds too much. But man, I really care for the kids. I don't get anything out of kids believing in themselves, but we live in a society where there's a young boy, man, it's hard to look around and find anything positive. As a young girl, it's hard to find anything to tell you should value yourself. So having a spiritual connection is extremely valuable to fight this war that's going on, because it's a spiritual war every day. When you wake up, man, you getting attacked left and right with negative energy through the music, through the movies, through cartoons, through the radio stations. And man, you got to be able to stay centered and grounded in yourself and understand, man, with all things are possible through Christ, and never be too proud to pray. I talk to myself a lot. They say all geniuses talk to themselves, and I'm constantly having a conversation, pushing myself to go further, to go harder. And I want you to do the same thing. Everybody should be the best version of themselves. You don't have to be, but why not? Why not see how nice you can make your body? Why not see if you wrote a book what it would sound like? Why not just give art to the world, man? Believe in yourself. You got one life to live, and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren will love to see the things that you produced and you created. The way you would inspire them, man, that's huge dividend. That's more than any dollar amount. Once again, if you haven't read the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, I recommend reading that book, bro. It's fantastic. Definitely is going to raise your consciousness a few levels. But outside of that, man, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, we outie. Peace.